Hi Steve, how are you?
All right, not bad, not bad.
Welcome to Unfiltered Lives, the other side. Thank you, Emma, for agreeing to do this interview, mate.
Yeah, no bother, man.
It's been a privilege, getting to know you this in the last couple of weeks. Can you tell us a wee bit about yourself and what you do now?
I'm a recovering addict, obviously. I'm now working for Satan at the arcades, and I'm volunteering here at the community links, helping people with addiction and getting them on the road to recoveries.
So you work alongside Craig at Community Links?
Yeah, well, Craig come to me at day one and asked us to help him along the road. He knew my story, and I've been here since day one.
So both of you then are just
working? Just 100% putting what we can into it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The reason that I was interested in getting you on camera is because I've been watching you for a couple of weeks, and you don't say very much, but you look a lot. You look and you take stuff all in, man. You're always observing, and I really like that. Where me, I'm just a gobby person, you know, I just fly into stuff. Where you seem a bit more reserved.
Well, that's exactly the role I play. Craig's more involved, talking to them all day, and that, like I say, I'm just watching attitudes and behaviours and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I still try my best to talk to them as well, you know what I mean? But I haven't got the gift of the gab like Craig. So yeah. So
could you take us back to your childhood, what your childhood was like, where you were brought up? Was it Hartlepool?
Hartlepool, born and bred, yeah, born and bred.
What was your childhood, man, like, growing up in Hartlepool?
To start off, I had a good childhood. Mum and Dad worked hard and stuff like that. I had 3 good sisters and all that. I don't know, we're from what you'd call a rough housing estate of the town. It got to a certain time of the I think it was the early 90s, 92, 93. Drugs become rife everywhere, and it started there, like, you know. But other than that, like, up until that day, there was no...
Yeah.
Everything was good. Went to school, learned, and that, you know.
There was no trauma.
There was no traumas and all like that.
School was okay.
It was just halfway through junior school, my trouble started. Just like, I feel like I had a problem with authority. So even down to teachers telling me what to do, I just couldn't have it, you know. So I rebelled. So
are you the youngest or the oldest of the male children?
Well, I'm the youngest. When I was growing up, I was the youngest. My dad's now remarried and I've got 3 other brothers, so I'm not the youngest anymore. But yeah, growing up, I was the youngest. 3 older sisters. So I got tortured a little bit off my sisters, you can imagine.
Of course.
What I mean? Toughened us up a bit. But yeah, it was all good as a kid, you know.
When do you think you started to realise about that rebellious nature that you were just been talking about?
It was definitely like just the second half of junior schools. Like I say, it was like I couldn't be told what to do, even down to my mum struggling to control us and things like that, you know, just being a bit cheeky. And then a big part of it was not blaming anyone, but my sisters were older than me. So all the lads there were knocking about with, our centre tagged along, so I was learning a lot early what I shouldn't have been learning. And maybe that took a part in the off-road where I was going, like smoking and
So what age was that then?
Talking 12, 13-year-olds, started sniffing and taking gas. There wasn't an aerosol in the house safe. My sisters couldn't have any nail varnishes or anything like that because I used to pinch it all, you know what I mean, sniffing that. So
12-year-old just sniffing solvents, gas.
And that's all day, every day. That's like, yeah, it was like straight into the habit. And then it come to the point where we're going to start shoplifting to get the solvents, what we want to sniff, you know what I mean, rather than pinching out because there's no more. Parents got onto it and they stopped buying them, you know, things like that. So that's where the crime started coming in, shoplifting and things.
So solvent abuse then led to the shoplifting, and what sort of trouble did you get?
To be fair, it was anything, like robberies, burglaries, thefts, assaults. It was carnage, like and again, it wasn't because I was getting forced to or bullied to or anything like that. It was just something that was in us. Like I say, I had that rebellion side of me. I just didn't like anyone. The police straight away, back up to them, wouldn't listen and wouldn't talk to them, you know what I mean? And it started from there, like. and it just escalated from west to west to west.
Where do you think that rebellious treatment came from? Because that's like quite an early age, man. You're rebellion, and then you're smoking, and then the solvent abuse, and then the shoplifting. So
Again,
any ideas or?
I can't put my finger on anything. Like just the housing estates where we were from, like, were just rough. Like, it was just, everyone was learning it, and it was either you jumped into it or you jumped out from it. You know what I mean? And again, older kids, knocking about with older kids, like I'd have been 12, 13, they're 16, 17-year-old, you know what I mean? It's
So
like,
you're already looking up
I'm
to
already
these
looking
older
up to these
chaps,
lads
aren't
who
you?
were smoking the joints and doing this and doing that, you know what I mean? Drinking.
Yeah.
And then I just built my way up to it and started early, basically.
What age was your first real drug?
First proper real, like, it's the class there was Whiz, and I was injecting that at 14-year-old. Yeah.
You were injecting that
Injecting
at 14?
was, yeah. It was... well, at first we started bombing it and it just tasted horrible, made us sick and that. And again, older kids I knew were doing it, so we jumped in on it, you know. And within a year, I was injecting the heroin.
15-year-old then?
15-year-old, yeah. I went to jail for the first time at 15. Prior to jail, they tried the secure locations. I was in David Westbury Centre, which was part of a Winterton Hospital mental psychiatrist thing. They put us in there when I was 14 as well, for a little stint, trying to work out what the authority problems was and that. But I don't think they could find out how, because they kicked us out and sent us to jail. No,
Really?
straight, yeah.
So 14-year-old, you're in a...
It was a side thing of a mental institute, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Winterton Hospital.
So 14 and mental, they're trying to work
psychiatrists every day and that, you know what I mean? And they thought I was whatever crazy, but in my head I'm like, well, there's nothing wrong with me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then back up again, trying to escape, running away from it. And eventually they couldn't do that with us, and they took us to court and sent us to young offenders.
And what was that for? If you don't mind me asking.
I think the first time might have been theft of a car, taking chase, so it was aggravated twok. That was the first time North Allerton, that would have been, like I said, 1994, 1995, roundabout. And then I was only in about 4 or 5 weeks, you know, a short stint. But again, being in there that first time, met a few people, come out, I'm moving to different parts of the town, different estates, you know, doing different things with different people, you know. And then it escalated and kept escalating.
So 15, we're taking heroin now.
Heroin, tablets, crack cocaine, anything, basically. Just alcohol, smoking skunk, green tabs, just whatever took whatever was going on in the brain, whatever took that cloud away, you know. It was a cocktail of all sorts over the foreseeable future, like.
What despair was your mum and dad and sisters in? Because obviously...
my mum and my sisters played a big part in me changing the way in the end.
But going through it...
I tortured my mum. I robbed off them. My mum would come home and everything on her couch was in bags, like a TV, everything, you know, everything valuable I took. My sisters the same, they couldn't have any possessions. I was horrible, you know, I was. And in the end, my mum supported me through. She never gave up on us, visits every week when I was locked up. But while I was locked up, she wouldn't get on with her life. She was too, you know, she lost her son, this, that and the other. So Christmases, my sisters were having kids and she wasn't putting Christmas decorations up because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I had a massive...
That's a massive...
So I think it was like I never seen a Christmas outside from when I turned 15 till 21. So I had little stints out of jail. I spent from 15 to 21, all Christmases, birthdays, everything locked up. And that was massive for me mum, like it broke her heart and that, you know what I mean? And it took me last sentence for me mum and my sisters had a word of us, spoke to us and that. And,
are you the only son? Are you the only son?
I am from my mum. My dad's remarried, I've got 3 brothers, but I'm the only son, you know what I mean? So yeah, so like I say, I broke her heart, and I was breaking my sister's heart, and then my nephews, nieces were suffering, at Christmas times, because my mum was always upset. Someone was there tried to have a get together and a party, she'd start crying about us and that, you know. So yeah, so my sisters had a word of us, basically told us a few warm truths, I need to sort myself out and that. And I took that back to myself and something triggered, and I started from then.
What age was that then?
I'd been about 17, 18.
17, 18?
Yeah, I done, the last part of my sentence I done clean, I done 3 years, 9 months.
3 year, 9 months?
Of my 5 year sentence.
And what was that for?
Robbery with violence.
Robbery with violence.
But I changed, like I say, within 6 months of that sentence, I was training to be a listener. I was running marathons for charity. I done something that already clicked, you know, wanting to help people and things like that. And it was benefit me because I got me parole, you know, because of things like that. Done every course I could and things, and that's it.
Where did the drugs lead you to in the end? Where did that life, I know where it led you to the sentence, but I mean, what was that despair like?
It was...
What was that, if you could try and describe that?
It was chaos. Chaos. It was like the addiction. It didn't end. It was like you weren't sleeping. I was sleeping on streets, people's couches. I was burgling 7, 8 properties a night, just, you know, and stashing things, not even selling, stashing them. So throughout the day, I could go back knowing I've got something stashed there, go and try and sell that. You know, so you weren't actually doing things during the day. It became hectic, like I said, no one was safe, robbing. Like, I was only a kid, but I was down the town robbing men, you know, suitcases, briefcases. If you look professional, we were going to have a go at you, you know. And like I say, it wasn't just me. I always had co-cues. There was a few of us. We were little shits, I should say, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was chaos, absolute chaos. And the drugs were... Back then, it was crazy, like, you know, you were just mixing them. Like, even now, I don't think they're as bad as they were. Like, we were just eating a handful of them, take that, snorting that, injecting, you know.
Yeah. And
then alcohol on top of it. It's like just cocktails all the time, like.
I think the picture that you've gave as a human life has been like, I'm from a loving family, but somehow you've just turned into chaos, man, haven't you? You've just been a whirlwind of chaos.
The life everyone on the estate were living.
Yeah.
That was it. Everyone was the same. It wasn't just me. I thought everyone was the same. But then obviously the drugs maybe took me to the next level, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, it was
too much water under the bridge.
So once, like I say, once I got my 5 year sentence, I also got 21 months of something I didn't do. I tried to give someone an alibi for doing something, didn't work, I got to jail for it. So back then, I was still dabbling when I first went to jail, still tablets and things like that. And like I say, I got a visit off my sisters while I was in prison, and the heartache they were showing us, like they were telling us my mum's broken her heart, this, that and the other. It's something in me. I went back myself, cried my eyes out, thought about what I was going to do with my life, things and stuff like that. And then I started putting plans in place to get me parole. Like I say, I was still 75 year sentence, I had 3 years, 9 months to get through. And I just put my head down and worked hard, like, course after course.
So what does working hard mean in prison then?
It means ignoring everyone and getting away from it all, because you get a lot of people trying to bring you back down. You're trying to do good and they're just not interested in you, or they don't want to knock about you because you're doing good and you think they're your friends, but they're not, you know what I mean? So I done it myself, like I say, I just kept working hard. All my good friends, I were classed as friends. I didn't see any of them for about 10, 15 years. And I just shut them all out of my life, you know what I mean?
So you done 3 years, 9 months?
That's of the one sentence of the 5 year. That's where I got me parole for that. I served, I think it was 9 months of the 21 month sentence.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, and I had to do that first see before my 5 year started. And once the 5 year started, that's when I put my work in, started looking for parole, you know.
In prison, and you're working hard.
Yeah, dream courses, like I say, I become a listener, trained off the Samaritans, saving people's lives in prison. Like I say, I've had lads who've tried to hang themselves while being there and that, trying to cut themselves. And it was helping them what helped me as well, you know, putting my plans in place. And when I did get out of prison, I went away working for 10 years. I got a job on the cables, and I never got. I used to come back to Hartlepool on weekends and that every now and again, but I just focused on work, just graft.
So you come out of prison and you thought, I'm going to work away.
Yeah, but my first day out of prison, I was in a pinch car, getting chased off the police. I'd only been out of prison 3 hours. And the lad who was driving at the time, I said to him, look, I can't get caught here, mate, licence, this, that and the other. And he got us away, he took us away, told me to jump out, he took chase, got the police going. And I walked away from that life that day. And like I say, I think it was about 10 to 12 years, something like that. I'd never seen any of my friends. Like I say, I just went away working, coming home on a weekend, cabining up, going away working, you know. Done that for 10 years.
Tell us about your wee mammy. She must have been really proud of you then.
Well, I like to think she was. Like I say, once I changed my ways, you know what I mean? She's been a soldier all the way through. Like I say, supporting us, taxis through to North Hartlepool for visits and things like that. Getting shipped down to Manchester, still travelling to Manchester, visitors every fortnight, you know what I mean?
And your sisters, man, they must have been proud of you, man, as well.
Sisters as well, yeah. I think they all were, even now, like I say, my 2 sisters messages say they're proud of us before I'm doing now at community links. And every day is still a battle. I'm still in recovery, you know what I mean? I'm still working hard every day.
You've got a sister who's tattooed, don't you?
Yeah, so I lost my sister to cancer.
I'm sorry to hear that.
She was very close, like I say. We were all close, you know what I mean? But she used to come and visit us. Her kids used to come and visit us in prison. It was a big part of all our lives, you know. And the heartache changed, obviously, once they come to see us and that. And I put the effort in. And then they got to see us change, like they seen us going away working. I used to have a partner at the time, and I was building a life for myself, you know what I mean? But then things changed. One sister passed away. The partner at the time cheated on us. So I had a couple of relapses myself, taking cocaine, going out drinking, partying, or just trying to sort whatever's going out in the head. But then again, I'm back on the road now. I'm flying. I've got my partner. I've been with her 15 years now.
Wow.
And we're flying, like, happy days.
Did we ever get to the bottom of the rebellious streak? Did we ever get to the bottom?
It's still there, mate.
Is it still there?
I'm still now. You taught anyone who knows us, I'm angry. I shout at everyone, and especially when I'm at work. I have a short thing for like people who have been daft at work. I can't help. I have to start shouting and things like that, you know.
But that's different from the chaos and the carnage.
Yeah, I've become.
It seemed quite structured.
I've become the, like, where I used to have the authority figure. I've now become the authority figure, and I'm shouting at the young'uns, you know what I mean, at work, and telling them what to do. And so it has to take a full circle, you know what I mean.
Tell me what a day in a life is like in your life, Steve. What's a day in a life like?
Well, now it's as much fresh air as I can possibly get. Outside, I have a lovely dog there. She's only 9 months old. I love taking her as far as we can, walks. I'm a fisherman. I go camping. I walk. Like I say, I've just done Ben Nevis when I'm in Scotland for 5 days. Done Ben Nevis.
How long have you been married?
I'm not married.
Oh,
I've just been with her 15 years. We got engaged.
Probably as good as.
We got engaged about 6 months into being with each other, and we've been engaged ever since.
Oh, it's just as good as being married then, isn't it?
Like I say, she's got a son, and I've brought him up. My stepson Ryan.
Oh,
so
fantastic!
I've got a full life now. You know, I'm living the dream basically. I'm working. I'm running Seaton Arcades with Craig. Help people on our days off and go and do plenty of fishing. You know, that's a day of my life. I just love it.
That's fantastic, isn't it?
It
if you think about the start of this story, where we started, that young lad who's rebellious, who doesn't really know himself, and then you're going through all this, my life, the prison sentences, injecting speed at 14, 15 you're in, or 14, a mental asylum, 15 when you're in prison, and then a couple of years later, you're serving this big prison sentence, to where you are now is remarkable. It is,
like I say, but it hasn't been easy. It's been hard. Anyone out there who's trying to get on the road to recovery, it's hard work. It's still hard work today. Like I say, it's got things going on in your head. Anything can trigger depression and things like that. You've just got to focus on what you like and in life and enjoy it, you know, and go for it.
What would you say to the Steve of the past?
You made it, kid. You know what I mean? Because, like I say, for years and years, I was told I'd amount to nothing. You know what I mean? Teachers at school told me I'd come to nothing. Even my mum told me I'd ruin my lives with my tattoos and things, you know what I mean? But I'm here now, helping lives and making a difference.
You made it, kid.
Thank you.
Oh, well done. Thank you for help.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. I appreciate this. I'm sweating, like. I'm sweating. Thank you.